Hello, and welcome to this edition of Diocese in the News. I'm Michael Gresham, and we're so glad you joined us today. It's been an incredibly busy and blessed few months here in the Diocese of Dallas, filled with powerful reminders of how faith continues to shape lives and bring our communities together. In this episode, we'll take you to a joyful celebration of faith and culture that showcases the vibrant diversity of our diocese. We'll also visit the University of Texas at Dallas for a special beam signing ceremony, marking progress on a new chapel to serve that growing community of faith. And we'll walk alongside the faithful during the National Eucharistic Pilgrimage's 3-day journey through North Texas. But first, we begin in West Dallas, where students at St. Mary of Carmel Catholic School were treated to an unforgettable visit from Catholic musician Tony Melendez, whose story of perseverance and praise left a lasting impression on hearts young and old. April 30th was a day to remember at St. Mary of Carmel Catholic School as musician and motivational speaker Tony Melendez inspired students, staff, and families with his incredible story of faith, perseverance, and music played with his feet. Born without arms, Melendez has spent nearly 40 years traveling the world sharing a message of hope. At St. Mary of Carmel, his visit was part of the school's annual Speaker Series, a fundraiser that supports scholarships for low-income families. From laughter and music in the school gym to heartfelt stories about meeting St. John Paul II, Melendez left a lasting impact.
Today is a great day for our school. Tony Melendez will be playing to fundraise for our school. We call it the Speaker Series. Every year we have a Speaker Series that our school board and the school puts together to fundraise for the school to make sure we have enough funds to have financial aid for our students. Historically, SMC has been providing Catholic education for the low-income Hispanic community here in the West Dallas community. Therefore, to do so, we need to find those resources to provide the financial aid, to make sure we have quality education curriculum resources for the students.
To the students and those who attended a Speaker Series fundraising event for the school later that evening at Jesuit Dallas, Tony's message was simple.
Being at the schools, it's always exciting because the kids, they're the ones that make it so beautiful. The education is so important. The side of the religious side, having Christ as part of this, that's what makes it my heart dance, and that's why I want to be here, because I want our Catholic schools to stay Catholic.
What an incredible reminder that with faith and determination, anything is possible. If you are interested in supporting the mission of Catholic education at schools in South and West Dallas, I invite you to learn more about the Light the Way Catholic Education Appeal by visiting the link on the screen. Now, Texas Catholic reporter Amy White takes us to St. Peter Vietnamese Catholic Church for the Diocese of Dallas All-Asian and Pacific Islander Mass and Festival, where tradition, prayer, and unity took center stage.
On Saturday, May 31st, parish communities from across the Diocese of Dallas came together in a vibrant celebration of faith and culture at the All-Asian and Pacific Islander Mass and Festival, hosted at St. Peter Vietnamese Catholic Church in Dallas. The celebration started with a beautiful Marian procession and multilingual rosary, honoring our Blessed Mother in a way that reflected each community's unique devotions. Members of the different parish communities dressed in cultural attire, celebrating the diversity of our diocese with representation from Korean, Vietnamese, Filipino, Chinese, Indonesian, Indian, Burmese, and Micronesian communities. Bishop Edward J. Burns then celebrated a Mass for the parish communities, praising both the diversity and unity of the church in Dallas. The celebration didn't end at the altar, though. Following the Mass, attendees were also treated to traditional performances and a wide array of authentic foods that offered a taste of the many cultures represented. The day was a joyful reminder that the Catholic Church is truly universal, many communities, one faith.
From a celebration of cultural heritage to a milestone of growth and faith, the spirit of the church continues to flourish across the Diocese of Dallas. Next, we head to the University of Texas at Dallas, where students, alumni, and supporters come together for a special beam signing ceremony at the University Catholic Center. Troy Lorette has a report on the joyful and prayerful moment marking the construction of a permanent chapel for the growing Catholic community on campus.
On May 14th, students, clergy, and supporters gathered at the University of Texas at Dallas for a special beam signing ceremony, marking a major milestone in the construction of a permanent chapel at the University Catholic Center. The steel beam, soon to be part of the chapel structure, was covered with names, prayers, and messages of faith, symbolizing the unity and a hope of a growing campus ministry. The new chapel, expected to open in fall 2025, continues an initiative started by Bishop Edward J. Burns after he witnessed the hunger for the sacraments among UTD students back in 2019. Since then, the Catholic community at UTD has flourished. Mass attendance has more than doubled, and countless students have been reached through ministry. Thanks to the generosity of donors, including Audrey and Dan Tinker, and Norma and Harry Longwell, the dream of a permanent spiritual home is becoming reality. For students and staff alike, the new chapel is more than a building. It's a promise that Christ walks with them on campus.
From June 3rd to the 5th, the Diocese of Dallas was blessed to welcome the National Eucharistic Pilgrimage, part of a historic 8-week journey to renew faith in the real presence of Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. For the Diocese of Dallas, the pilgrimage began with a symbolic handoff at the Blessed Stanley Rother Shrine in Oklahoma City before traveling to St. Mary Catholic Parish in Sherman, one of 4 Jubilee Year of Hope pilgrimage sites designated by Bishop Edward J. Burns. In Sherman, hundreds gathered for a Eucharistic procession, celebration of Mass at St. Anne Catholic Parish, and a young adult faith and fellowship event followed by overnight adoration that was held at St. Mary's. Father Martin Castaneda, pastor at St. Mary and St. Anne in Sherman, shares his experience in participating in this historic event.
How beautiful and exciting it is to see so many wonderful people here. And it's so beautiful to know that one of the pilgrims that's traveling with us is Charlie McCullough. And Charlie was baptized right here in the church right behind us. And he's just been a wonderful little asset to our church. He's not little, he's like 6'8", but he's a great asset to our church. And thank you for being here. And you know what? God bless me. This is my anniversary today. Today is my 8th year anniversary as a priest, and how wonderful it is to have this as a wonderful gift. Traveling from Oklahoma and actively participating in the procession there and being able to celebrate Mass there. The wonderful Guadalupe statue up there and the pilgrimage up to Tepeyac there. It was beautiful. And then coming here and just seeing so many people processing from the courthouse down to the school, to a future school of St. Mary's High School, and then into the church and having Mass. It's been a beautiful experience. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for the young adults for coming out and participating in this as well.
Grew up going to Mass here. This was actually the church I was baptized in. This is the parish that really gave me like the seeds of the faith. So I went to my confirmation, not my confirmation classes, my CCD classes growing up, and I remember every Sunday we would go to Mass as a family, and then we would go out to eat afterwards, including my extended family as well. So lots of very, very beautiful memories at this parish. The reason that I first wanted to go on the National Eucharistic Pilgrimage in 2024 was I was graduating college, and I wanted to do something as an ode back to Christ for the way that he had changed my life. And I grew up Catholic, but in a very particular way, and college is when I began my relationship with him. It's almost when those seeds that were planted here at St. Mary's started to come to fruition. And so I wanted to go on a pilgrimage to honor all the work that Christ had done. So last summer I got to go on the National Eucharistic Pilgrimage, and I just had such a beautiful experience, and I realized that if all I do the rest of my life is just spread the love of the gospel and the love of Jesus Christ and remind people of his presence in their life, in the Eucharist, but also in their streets, in their homes, wherever they go, he's with them, then my life would be worth it. And so I offered to help out in any way I could for this upcoming summer's pilgrimage, and they asked me if I wanted to go on it again and help lead, and it was a very easy yes to say.
On June 4th, the pilgrimage traveled the length of the diocese to a second pilgrimage site, Immaculate Conception Parish in Corsicana, where a Mass was celebrated for pilgrims. Next, they departed to visit St. Basil the Great Byzantine Catholic Church in Irving, and then arrived that evening for a Eucharistic procession and Mass at Nuestra Senora del Pilar Catholic Parish in Dallas, another of the bishop's designated pilgrimage sites. On June 5th, hundreds of pilgrims gathered in the morning hours outside of St. Jude Chapel for a procession through downtown Dallas to the National Shrine Cathedral of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
To me, it is a great opportunity as being the director of the National Shrine Cathedral of Our Lady of Guadalupe to participate in this public event, to profess my faith and to walk with my community in the love that we have in the Blessed Sacrament. It really brings me a lot of hope when I see all these kids and all these young adults that they're participating in the procession, because it is a way for them to carry their faith and also to share their faith in the future with their families that they are going to establish in this world.
As the Eucharistic Pilgrimage continued its journey west, a different kind of journey was beginning just miles away at DFW Airport. This one bound for Venice. On June 5th, American Airlines launched its first ever nonstop flight from DFW to Venice, and Bishop Burns was on hand to bless the new route and all those taking part in the journey.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. We gather here today united in joy and gratitude as we mark a historic moment, the inaugural flight of American Airlines from Dallas-Fort Worth to Venice, Italy. We are deeply thankful for the partnership between American Airlines, the Consulate General of Italy, and all those who have worked here at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.
Looking ahead, on September 20th, Bishop Burns will celebrate the second annual Diocese of Dallas Aviation Mass, honoring and blessing the dedication of aviation professionals, from pilots and flight attendants to ground crews and controllers. Learn more about the Aviation Mass at dallascatholic.org. The Texas Catholic Revista Católica and the Catholic Diocese of Dallas Office of Communications were honored with multiple awards during the annual Catholic Media Conference Awards Banquet on June 27th. Sponsored by the Catholic Media Association, the annual conference serves Catholic publications, websites, and communication professionals in the United States and Canada. Here's what we brought home. For the Texas Catholic, first place, Best Print Special Supplement. First place, Best Coverage on Catholic Education. Second place, Best Website. Second place, Blessed Michael McGivney Award. Third place, Best Reporting on Social Justice Issues, Solidarity. Honorable mention, Best Photograph, Holy Days and Liturgical Seasons. For Revista Católica, second place, Best Reporting on Social Justice Issues, Care for God's Creation. Second place, Best Reporting on Family. Honorable mention, Best Reporting on Vocations to the Priesthood. And one more, honorable mention, Best Use of Social Media for Breaking News for a collaboration between the Texas Catholic and the Office of Communications for their coverage of Pope Francis appointing Bishop Greg Kelly as the Bishop of Tyler. A huge thanks to our communications team for their dedication and creativity in telling the stories of faith that matter.